Shortlisted for Office Champion. Clinical Coding Department, Foundation Trust Team, Sandra Whitehead.
Well, I think what a lot of people don't realise is that the amount of work and effort that has to go into making the foundation application successful. The team worked incredibly hard during the 3-month assessment period, but for the 12 months leading up to that, a huge amount of work actually making sure we've got robust 5-year plans, we've got service developments that were supported within the organisation, working with all our clinical teams within our divisions and also with our partner agencies such as the PCTs to get a broad agreement to our 5-year strategy, which we managed to do. But all of that work was done on top of the day job that they had to do, so we still had to make sure that we delivered all our performance targets, all our financial targets, and achieve all of those during a very challenging time for us. So I think the team that supported that and worked through that worked incredibly hard. They did a huge amount in terms of their input into that process, but the actual output was something that was felt throughout the whole organisation.
The team was jointly led between myself and Tim Bennett, the finance director, and it essentially had 2 streams. The service development end was led by Joe Borthwick and the service development team, and on top of that, from the finance side, it was led by Janet Higgs, working closely with Julie Buckley for information, and they were supported by our secretarial and other administration staff, and also by Emma Wright, the company secretary. We did a lot of work with the Strategic Health Authority around the detail of the report, and they were very helpful in pointing out areas for development. Subsequently, they approved it and they commended us on the quality of the application, and that was subsequently supported by their Secretary of State.
The reason I nominated the team was I've sat in all 3 offices over the past year, and what's really struck me about every member of the team is it sounds like a cliche, but you'll say to them, do this, jump, and they will say how high, and they will. They will achieve, they will do everything that's necessary to achieve. And they do it. It's fantastic. And nobody seems to recognise it because they're not aware of what we do. And that's why I've nominated them.
Are you very proud of them?
I'm really proud of them. I think the past year has really opened my eyes to what actually goes on within each department. Goalposts change within the NHS all the time. We all know that, and we all have to rise to achieve what's expected from us. And the coders have certainly done that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and they're now achieving fantastically.
I nominated Sandra Whitehead for Office Champion. And the reason I nominated her was she does work extremely hard. She coordinates lots of different roles in her office. She sorts out doctors' rotas. She sorts out the ward clerks. She also coordinates cardiology and dermatology.
What sort of personality has she got? Why does it work so well?
She's always really cheerful, approachable. Anybody, she'll go into her, and she's always willing to help. She never ever says she's too busy to do anything. And like I say, she's always really helpful to people.
Are there many people like her who can take on quite so much?
As regards multitasking, I don't know anybody who's like her, where she can just literally deal with anybody. She deals with the consultants, the house officers, registrars, and then she deals with all the nurses, all the office staff, the secretaries, literally just deals with everybody.
I was extremely surprised, but it's lovely to know that you are actually appreciated for what you do. Although people tell you on a daily basis, it's just nice to be recognised in this way, but it was a big surprise, yes.